Right, okay. Here we are for a combat round. Oh, let me just change that. I just did a few test runs. Okay, so we have all the tokens from the previous video, all mixed up and ready to go. So, here we go. So, first token is, this is all in one bag. All these are in one bag, by the way. So, my first token is a critical hit by me. So, let's put that back up to there. That's it. Right, so the Scorpid starts at 2 health. I've done a critical hit, that's an instant spell, ability, whatever. So that takes that down to 1. Oh, I can't see what I'm doing here. Right, another spell. It is a Scorpid miss. And the next one is a me miss. So I missed. Let's grab another one. Ooh, it is now a critical hit by the Scorpid, so my health goes down by 1. Actually, that started at 5, I do believe, yes. So I go down to 4. That was my prior test run. So let's get to another one. And it is a miss by the Scorpid. So all them tokens then get put back into the bag. So let's just pop those back in. Have a bit of a shuffle round. Oh, over. Right, start again. So that's a block. So the Scorpid as a block, and according to my monster list, the Scorpid is hardened. So the block, the blocks a previous token if a player hit crit, move and play. If the next token drawn is a player crit or hit crit, remove it from its combat round. The monster block is then put back into the bag. So let's see what I get this time. It is a miss. So that block, or the harden ability, has no effect now. And the next token is a, oh my god, a critical hit by Scorpid. So that's another health loss by me. Which I've not done. So hold on, let me have a look. So I've had a critical hit. So I need to take one of these away. So what I'll do is I'll take away the health token. So what I'll do is I'll rummage through the bag to find my health token. This will take ages. It might be a thing I might be changing, I don't know. Oh, it's going to take 2 health tokens. It'll always be the last one, won't it? Oh, come on, where's the hell? Oh no, this is the last token. It's the last token and it's the health. Right, so it goes out of play. So, shuffle those back up again. So, that goes back into the bag, so to speak. And let's draw another token. It is a dodge for the Scorpid, which has no effect because it only dodges the previous attack if it was a hit by me, and is a hit by the Scorpid. Okay, so this is nothing from me for this round. So the dodge don't have no effect on anything because there was nothing prior to it. There's a miss, there's a critical hit which we already took off. The dodge, it didn't dodge any attack on the previous token, but the hit is one that gets resolved at the end of the 5 token round. So the hit does actually hit me, and that goes down to 2. So we'll put these back into the pot. Bear with me. A good shuffle round. I'll probably end up dying here too. Oh, okay. So I've got a miss. Ooh, a hit by the Scorpid. A bubble. So now that hit doesn't have an effect on me. So if I look at my token rules, bubble nulls the effect of up to 2 adjacent enemy tokens if hits or crits, no effect on player tokens. So that nulls the effect of that hit. So at the end of this round, when it reaches there, that hit has no effect. So I don't lose a life on that. So let's go to the next token. It's a block. Oh, let's see what we get next. It's a crit. So, according to the monster list, I don't know if you saw that, sorry. I was looking at the 4 things at once. So, the bubble I drew out nulls that. Doesn't null that because it only nulls the crits or hits. The block only affects the crits or hits of the previous one, which it doesn't do. And the crit there does damage. Oh, I got these mixed up. Hold on, I'll lay that up. Right, okay. So, a miss. It was a hit. That bubble nulls a hit, so it is alive. Oh, the block doesn't have an effect on anything because there is no crit or hit prior, and I get a critical hit there, so I do kill the Scorpid. So that's roughly how it works. There are a few different mechanics for each type of token, because we do have go back up here, we do have a heal one and a counter one and a range hit. So a counter is a lightning bolt. If placed adjacent to enemy hits or crits, sort the token's placement, which will help to. It depends. It depends on. It's one that's going to get changed probably depending on what happens. But more often than not, it will be helpful when you swap tokens around when it comes to like bubbles and blocks and things like that. Especially when you get to the later game where you've literally got like what 3, 6, 9, 12, like 20 tokens, and the enemy has what 24 tokens. I mean, let's have a look at the monster list here. So we have the red creature, which is the big ones, and you look at it like the Shibun, 26 tokens it has. Fungal Giant, 23. 26 the Ravager, 28 for the Rash Guard. You know, it's got 21 hits, 4 misses. So when you get to the end game, well, towards the end of the game, you'll be wanting lots and lots of mitigation tokens, like your bubbles and your blocks and counter attacks and things like that, where these come in. Let me go to my Photoshop. So this is what you start with. These are, you start with 3 characters, well, 3 guild members, which are 1, 2, or 3. You can separate them into different groups, or depending on where they are. Like I think I mentioned before, but it's in my little rule book so far, which I posted, that if you draw 3 cards, one's a Tauren, one's an undead, they all start in 3 different areas, so you have to start with 3 different groups. So your first 3 characters will be the group leader of 3 different groups. However, doing that, it makes it a bit harder at the beginning to get XP, but you can recruit members from the factions main capitals like Undercity and Thunderbluff and Orgrimmar, where you will start that area. So you can build up your cards or your players quite quickly. But as you progress, you get these, which are your upgrades. So for a certain amount of XP, you can spend to upgrade from your white equipped characters up to green, your green up to blue, and then your blue up to purple. As you can see, that gives you a multitude of different options. There are lots of varieties of these. Let me just get to my spreadsheet. Let's look at the green upgrades. So here we are. So green upgrades, we have 36 different green upgrades. These are mixed. They're not class specific. They are from well, just randomized combinations of the tokens we use. So we have this green upgrade. It's got 2 crits. So if you want to upgrade a white character to a green one, you draw out the green, take the top token, so to speak, off the green stack, and if it is a critical crit, that character now gets a 2 crit. So if it was me on this character, let's get back to our basics. If I was on here, I could, oh, I'm looking at the screen, not looking at my phone. If I was to upgrade him, for instance, I could use that 2 crit green upgrade to give me 4 crit in total. So that will be a 2 crit green with a 3rd crit there and a 4th crit there. So that will give me pretty much chance of 4 instant health deductions from any sort of combat round. And when you get to purples, where are we? I'm looking at the phone. Look at the which are the red ones, for example. Oh no, wrong one. Sorry. Purple grades. Here we go. You have 4. So look, and here you've got crit counter, crit counter. You've got heal, dodge, heal, heal. So you've got 4 heal there. So you've got 4 healing tokens and a dodge token from one character, which goes in your bag. You've got, well, say here, hit, bubble, counter, hit. You know, there's lots of different combinations which will add to your bag. So as you upgrade your characters through XP, you get more tokens, and when you do upgrade, you get a choice. So for every character, if you're in a faction city, your group, so if this group here, group A, you have a little token saying group A on the board game map, so it tells you where they are. If they are in a faction city, they can recruit action, which means they can draw up to the equal amount of members, and they can choose out of the 5 cards they draw, they can choose 2 to recruit into their guild, and they can place wherever they want. If there was only 4 members of the group in a faction city, they will draw 2 and keep 1. And if there was like 3 or less, they will still draw 1 card. They can keep it or discard it. It's up to them. So if you've got a full group, you get more choice and a quicker what's the word? A quicker build up of, well, a quicker tableau build, and you can get more combat tokens, etc., etc. So I think that pretty much sums up how combat works. I hope it's a little bit clearer for you. I'm sorry for rambling on. Like I said, I've had a bottle of wine now, and I'm now starting on my whiskey with the best Labrador dad ever. And I've got a Labrador somewhere, and there he is on the sofa. So there you go. I hope that clears it up a little bit. I will do a better video with my proper camera and a script at some point when I do my playthrough on how to play out the actual game. So yeah, I hope it sort of clears up a little bit. I do sorry if I rambled on. I am a little bit tipsy. Good night, everybody.